Hello, I'm Boot FM and welcome to my channel. Now, this video, it comes out of a big discussion here on Twitter with a lot of people in the Football Manager community. And most people agreed. Obviously some people don't, but that is the beauty of football. We've all got an opinion on what we believe to be right. And my point was, Pep Guardiola, right? I think he's obviously a good manager. He's got a good style of play. He's doing fantastic things with Manchester City at the minute, but he's never took Porto to Champions League and won a Champions League. He's never, won a trophy with an average team like Claudio Ranieri and Leicester in the Premier League. He's never took a team like Burnley to the top 5 or something. He's never really been challenged. He was at Barcelona. He inherited a fantastic team and a fantastic group of young players. He did add to, but it's not hard to add players to Barcelona. It's Barcelona. Then he went to Bayern Munich, who, the year before he signed, had just won a treble. It's a treble-winning team. It's like taking over Alex Ferguson's 1999 squad. Do you know what I mean? Not that would it? It wouldn't be hard, would it? You know what I mean? And then he's got Man City. I think he's already spent 500 million already. He's doing fantastic. I just don't think he's been really challenged. And on Football Manager, he gets sacked all the time. So I thought, well, let's test this. Let's test him, right? People say he can't do it at Stoke and so on and so on. So I thought we'd give him 3 challenges. Put him in the Championship I put him at Wolves because Wolves were at the top of the Championship when I was making this video, and I thought that'd be good. Can he get Wolves in the Prem? And then I've put him at Stoke and Burnley. Now I'm not expecting him to win the Premier League. It'd be impossible in one season. But I'm at what, top half, top 10 maybe. Sean Dyche can do it. Stoke aren't doing very well at the minute. But what we'll do is I've done a job swap. So it's like wife swap, the programme. So it's job swap. So Sean Dyche will have a season at City. Mark Hughes will go back to City. Whoever's Wolves manager, I can't remember off the top of my head. He can go to City. And we'll have a quick look and see if they can do a better job. Can they just win the league dead easy? Or do they get sacked too? So yeah, bit of fun with the old editor. I love doing it. Hopefully you love doing it or watching it. If you do, smash that like button for me. If you're new, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you check out my series with Manchester's third team, Manchester Central FC. Let's get into it. Right then, so the first team we're going to look at is Wolverhampton Wanderers. I love this club. I think they're a great club. Hopefully that doesn't offend you. They've got a great stadium. I worked near there once, went to see it. It's brilliant. I think they should be in the Premier League. I do. Hopefully they'll get there. I think they've got some money now. I'm not too sure how legit that money is, but they've signed some decent players. And right now in this little universe, in this experiment, they've got Pep Guardiola as a manager. Let's have a look at Pep. Now he is good. Now my head will be blocking where he's been, but we all know where he's been. Look at his stats. Possibly the best in the game. Great coach, great manager. His knowledge, wow. Can't get better. Likes young players, yada. But he gets sacked all the time. Now I have changed his contract. Obviously I didn't want him to be at Wolves on a 300 grand a week contract or whatever he was on at Manchester City. So he's on a more reasonable contract. But with stats like this and a good team like Wolves, I think this first experiment, I think he should be getting them out of the Championship. Do you know what I mean? He should be doing it. We'll have to find out. Let's have a quick look at City. Right, so this is City and their manager's Nuno, right? I know him. I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to say it in case I'm wrong. Yep. Valencia manager a while back. Right. I did not know that. I've not paid much attention to the Championship. I've not even paid much attention to the Premier League. But yeah, I remember seeing him in an interview at Valencia, thinking he came across really well. Obviously, it didn't work out for him. But yeah, Pep Guardiola and Wolves. We're going to jump forward a year and see how they both do. Firstly, I thought we'd have a quick look at the Premier League. City finished 4th. Man United won. Man United win all the time, and I'm a Manchester United fan, but I've said this in other videos. It's nonsense because we are not that good. Let's have a quick look at City first. And Nuno's still the manager. Fair play. I like to see that. Transfer history. We'll have to go back a year because we've holidayed a year. He spent 67 million. You'll be able to see that. He's got some good players. I like that lad, Jose Gaya. I think he's from Valencia, the left back. I do like him. And he got rid of a couple of players as well. Got rid of Claudio Bravo. Oh, I would too. Mangala as well. But what we want to know is, how did Pep do? Let's have a look. Right, here we are with the Championship. And I don't know if Pep's still in the job, but Wolves finished 4th. And obviously didn't get through the playoffs. Fulham did. Gutted. Did he keep his job though? Nope, no he didn't. They've got rid of him. When did they get rid of him early? Was it Chris Powell who got him into the playoffs? Let's have a look. Pep Guardiola was sacked after 100. Was sacked by November. He gets sacked all the time. Why? Why? They've got this manager in the game who has got all these attributes and he gets sacked. Would he get sacked that early? Really? Pep Guardiola. So fair play to Chris Powell. It must have been shocking. I don't get it. Right then, let's scrap that one. We'll rewind it a year, and he's now at Stoke. I'm surprised though. I thought that'd be one of his good ones. I couldn't be bothered looking at who he signed. Did it matter? He got sacked in November. Crazy. Right, so he's now at Stoke, and again, we don't need to look at Pep. Stoke. I mean, let's have a look at the squad at the start of the game. I mean, really, they've got some players who are worth a few quid. But, I mean, they're struggling in real life, aren't they? At the minute, well, at the time of filming this video, they're right down there in the Premier League, not far off relegation. But they've got a decent squad. They've definitely, with the right coaching, could be mid-table. So I'm not going to ask too much of him because he always usually fails. But I reckon 10th. Let's go for 10th. Let's have a cheeky look at Man City again, just to show you that Mark Hughes is back there, Old Marky Sparky, who is a bit of a legend. He was manager of City. You might not be able to see this. 2008, 2009. I love Mark Hughes. I'm a United fan. I'm getting on a bit. I remember him playing when I first started watching football. He was one of our best players. As soon as he became Man City manager, hated him. I've never liked him since. So I hope he gets sacked as well. So let's get back wherever Pep is. Where are you, Pepsters? There you are. Let's have a cheeky look again. I put him on 150 grand a week this time because he's in the Premier League, and it might keep him. He might keep his job. Same stats. How will he do? 10th or sacked? Right. So here's the Premier League, and Stoke City finished 10th, which is what we said they could do. So that's pretty cool. But did Pep Guardiola get him to 10th? That's a different matter. Let's have a look. No. Oh. Roberto Mancini, who, weirdly, when Mark Hughes was shipped out, when they got all that money, they brought him in, didn't they? He got Mark Hughes' job at Man City. No way. Wonder how Mark Hughes has done, but we'll have a look in a minute. Pep Guardiola. Right, he left. Fair play. Alright, so he did get up to 10. Fair enough. And he's left Stoke because he's Billy Big Balls. And he's gone to Manchester City. Oh, great. Oh, that's brilliant. You're joking me, man. You're joking me. Let's have a look at their managers. Where is Mark Hughes? He was sacked just by near the end of the season. Because let's have a look at him. Look where Man City were in the league. 2nd. Respectable. So Mark Hughes got 2nd, got the sack, and they brought in Pep Guardiola. He made it back home. He made it back to Manchester City. So he was Manchester City manager for a year. He's gone to Stoke and has come back to Manchester City. He'll still get the sack in a year, I tell you. Right, here we are with the last one. Let's see what happens with this. And he's now at Burnley. Pep Guardiola at Burnley. I like Burnley. I went to a Star Wars convention there once. Brilliant little stadium, and that was a couple of years ago, before they were in the Premier League. And Sean has done a fantastic job. I hope he stays there. I hope he doesn't get his head turned to a so-called bigger team. But yeah, here's the Pepster. I've got him 150 grand again. Same stats, obviously. Can he do a decent job this time, or will he get the sack? Let's go to the Prem and just show you. I hope he does well. Sean, I hope he does. I mean, I think he's a good manager. You look at his stats, he's a good manager. And he's English. And it's probably the only time I ever want Man City to win a Premier League is in this little fantasy experiment with Sean Dyche as their manager. Come on, Shawnee. Let's all root for Shawnee. Pray for Sean. That's what we all need to do. Let's go back to Pepsters and Burnley. They're rich. Burnley are rich at the start of this game. How rich? No idea. Right, let's jump forward 12 months and see what happens. Right, here's the Premier League. Historically, Man City did make the Champions League, so Shawnee might not have his job. But Burnley finished 17th. Stoke still finished mid-table. That'd be with Mark Hughes as the manager, I think. But yeah, relegation battle. But he's never been in any situation like that. Did he manage to stay the term? Let's find out. We'll click on the old Burnleys. No, they've got Gary bloody Monk. Gary Monk. Gary Monk. Alright, managers. Pepsters left. So he did the season. Is he going to Manchester City? Yeah! Oh my god. Wow. Is that hard coded in the game? What? So he just about kept Burnley in the Premier League and he got his City job back. That's pants. I mean, I wanted Shawnee to do well. I wanted Shawnee Dyche to become a hero. What happened? He got the sack at the end of the season for not getting in the Champions League, I bet, didn't he? But he won a cup. He won a trophy. He won the freaking League Cup. That's bloody brilliant. Shawnee won a trophy. Man City, they've changed. Honestly. There you go, that's the end of experiment. And to be fair, he's proved me wrong. I've got to admit it. You know, I'll swallow humble pie. He did alright. He did alright. But he should do alright with them stats. I mean, Championship he failed. And, you know, with Burnley, if you said to Burnley at the start of the season, would you take, you know, just above the relegation zone as long as you stay in the Premier League, they would snap your hand off. So he did his job there, went back to Manchester City. Stoke, mid-table, went back to Manchester City. I'm more gutted that like Sean Dyche didn't do well. I really wanted him to like win the Prem. I thought that would have been amazing. But 2 times in the Premier League and he got his job back at Manchester City, which means the game must have it hard coded. Until he gets his actual sack off him, he's you know, always going to go back there. But I don't know, I'd like to know what you see when you play the game. I've done loads of experiments now on into the future things, and he always seems to fail really at City. He don't really do that well. Maybe wins at one title, gets a sack, and ends up at like Paris Saint-Germain and so on, to be fair, which I could see him doing one day. But yeah, so just a bit of fun with editing. If you did enjoy that, smash the like button. Again, don't forget to check out my series with Manchester Central. And just thanks for joining me for this little bit of fun. I hope you've had a great new year. Take care. I'll see you next time.